What is going on, you guys? In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to prevent a problem that is becoming more and more popular with these N54 powered BMWs. It is an easy fix that you could do at home, but it is a scary fix. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous because we gotta drill into the engine, but doing this is gonna prevent a problem that could end up costing you thousands of dollars.
Now you may be wondering why I'll be drilling into the engine. Well, if you own a BMW with an N54, you may have heard of the issue where the injector bores become loose or ovaled out. So I'll be explaining what that means and why it happens. I'll show you how you can check your BMW to see if you have this problem, and then ultimately, I'm gonna be sending a drill bit straight through my engine so I can show you guys how to fix this at home by yourself to save some money.
Now, before I send this drill bit through the engine, I do want to talk a little bit about Surfshark VPN. You see, I'm always on the go, out and about, running errands, and I'm buying car parts online for all these builds, and Surfshark keeps me protected.
Now, the reason I'm talking about Surfshark is because unfortunately, I recently got my identity stolen. You see, I was using public Wi-Fi a few months ago to order some car parts, and my personal data was compromised. And right after this happened, someone was applying for credit cards and loans for tens of thousands of dollars under my name. But thanks to Surfshark VPN, I've been safely buying parts online again. You see, with Surfshark, you can shop online safely even if you're on public Wi-Fi. That's where a VPN helps. It encrypts your online data and keeps your info safe from hackers and scammers. And that's not all. With Surfshark, you can also change your virtual location. Whether you're traveling and want to connect back to your home country, or you're already at home and just want to change your location to get a better deal on your next flight ticket, Surfshark can help. So with that being said, I encourage you to give it a try with my promo code Spence. You'll get 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So tap the link at the top of my description and try Surfshark VPN today.
Now, before I attempt one of the riskiest repairs I've ever done, I do want you guys to understand what we're doing today.
If you didn't know, the injector bore is the hole in the head of the engine where the fuel injector sits. And when this becomes loose, that means the injector isn't getting a proper seal to the engine. Now, this can cause a number of problems, including misfires, rough idle, and poor performance because you're losing compression. And if you leave it unfixed, it's going to continue to get worse and eventually make the car undrivable. So why does it happen? Well, it's usually due to improper injector installation or removal. With these cars being notorious for bad injectors, it's not uncommon to see them be replaced. And if they're pulled side to side while being removed instead of being pulled up with the proper tool, you can immediately oval out the bore. Fortunately, it can be fixed. If you catch the damage early like I did, you can fix the bore without replacing the entire head, which can be a very expensive repair, costing almost $12,000. Now, some people go the cheap route and they try wrapping the injector with a bunch of Teflon tape, but this just doesn't work. And I'll tell you why I know that, because when I got this car, I pulled the injectors out, and what do you know? A bunch of Teflon tape, and the injector was still leaking. Now, the fix I'll be showing in this video requires a simple $500 kit from PPI and some patience. The kit includes everything you'll need to do this repair right at home. It involves rethreading the injector bore and installing an insert to securely hold the injector in place. However, as you'll see soon, it's a very delicate process that isn't for the faint of heart. Once you've got this cowl off, you'll have access to the engine bay where you'll remove the ignition coils and crack open the fuel lines. Once the fuel lines are loosened, go ahead and remove the injector bracket itself. This is what holds down the injector into the head. It is very important to remember which way this injector bracket was positioned, because if you flip it over back when you install things, it's not going to have the spring tension needed to hold the injector down, which could cause the exact problem that we're trying to fix right now. Then with the 14mm wrench, you're going to loosen the line completely to move it out of the way so we can pull out these injectors. Look at how bad mine were. These are not supposed to be this loose. Now, like I said before, you do typically need a special tool to remove these, but mine were so bad that they just came right out by hand. This is what that pulling tool should look like. With the injector removed, you can now see what that injector bore looks like. In this case, it's very black because there was so much exhaust gases leaking through the seal. So here's the one right next door where you can clearly see that injector bore. And this is where the drilling and tapping is going to occur. So let's go ahead, grab the long drill bit and the setting tool. The setting tool needs to be slid onto the drill bit, and then we're going to grease up the drill bit to prevent metal shavings from getting inside the engine. Now, some are still going to get in there, but we'll take care of those later. You really want to make sure that you get the whole drill bit covered in grease. You want it jam-packed full, especially at the tip of the bit where most of the metal shavings are going to pile up. Now it's time to drop it down in there with that insert, and this is where the fun happens. As you can see, the grease caught some of the metal shavings. There's still some in there which we're going to clear out, but we're not done making metal shavings yet. With the tap, again, we're going to slide the setting tool on and insert it into the tap tool. And then we got to grease up the threads on this tap as well. Same process as the last time, trying to catch as many metal shavings as possible. Now we're going to drop this down in there and carefully, very, very carefully, turn the tap tool to start making some threads. You're definitely going to feel some resistance at first, and it takes a while. You got to turn this thing all the way down in there, and you'll know when you finally get through. It'll all of a sudden get easier, and you'll feel that relief. So once you do that, pull it out, and voila, we finally got the enlarged hole tapped with some threads and ready for the insert. But before we can install the insert, we got to remove the spark plugs so we can blow out any remaining metal chunks. So here I'm using my handy dandy spark plug socket. I'll have this link down in the description to remove the spark plug. And look at that, there's even a metal shaving at the end of the spark plug. With the spark plug removed, it's time to grab the included hose that came with the PPI kit. We're going to thread this down into where the spark plug was. And once you've got a nice seat there, it's time to kick on your air compressor. Once you've got pressure built up, you're just going to hook up your air compressor to the attached hose and blow out all the metal shavings. Again, here you want to be careful. I've got a rag covering the injector hole. I'm wearing glasses. You do not want to get these metal shavings in your eyes. I did blow it out a couple different times. You'll see additional metal shavings coming out there. I just wanted to make sure there was no metal shavings left in the engine. And once you know they're clear, you can put your spark plug back in, torque it down, and now it's time to put this insert in. I've got some high temp thread sealant. I'm going to apply 3 dots of this at the tip of the insert before we go ahead and screw this thing in. With a long needle nose pliers, I'm dropping this thing down into the injector bore, and you'll see once it kind of just sits in there, you can grab a long screwdriver. You want to make sure you've got one with a good tip on it, a nice thick tip. Oh boy, what am I talking about? Anyways, you're going to get that threaded in, screwed down, and get it snug. You're not going to over tighten this thing. You just want to snug it up, make sure it's flush with that hole, and everything should be good from here. I do recommend getting some new seals and decouplers for your injectors. So I'm cutting off the original seal with an X-Acto knife off my injector, and I'm going to drop off the stock decoupler ring. We're going to replace those with new units, so easily sliding that new decoupler ring on. And I have a cool kit to install the Teflon O-ring seal. If you don't have this kit, it's going to be a pain, but having this kit makes everything go smoothly. So again, I'll have this along with everything else linked in the description. But essentially how this kit works is you slide that Teflon seal on the cone like you saw earlier, and then you've got these 3 metal caps which slide over the tip of the injector to compress that seal back down so it shrinks enough for you to insert it into the engine with those new inserts. Step 1 is pressing on the gold colored compressor. Once that's on, leave it sit for 30 seconds and then remove it. Step 2 is grabbing the shorter black one. This one does require a little bit more effort to put on, but once it's on, again, let it sit for 30 seconds, then remove. And last but not least, it's the taller black compressor. This one's pretty tough to get on, I'm not gonna lie, but with a little bit of effort, we've got it on, snap tight. And again, let it sit for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna go head to the engine bay, pull that off, and immediately insert the injector down into the bore. You wanna do this quickly so that the seal is still compressed, and now we've got the nice tight seal after doing this complete repair. Again, look at this before. I mean, that's just crazy how loose that was compared to how it is now. If you have more to do, continue the same process with the other 5, but we're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up. And just like that, she is all fixed up. I picked up this BMW for 1,800 bucks, and with that $500 PPI kit, this thing is purring like a kitten again. The guy thought it needed a completely new head. He was expecting $12,000 bill from BMW to get it fixed. I scooped it up on the cheap, and it's actually in really good shape. So I'll be cleaning this thing up. I did a couple other bits of maintenance on it. I got brakes on the way. and then this thing will be getting flipped for a really good profit.
So if you guys like this video and want to see more BMW repair videos or really cool BMW builds, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, I'd love to know, would you try this fix at home or would you not trust yourself to drill into your engine bay? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.